Yeah. Hey. Well, yeah. Goonies never say die. You know what time it is. We got horror suspense. Listen, Kevin Trav digging in the bin. Dirty Dancing in Encino Man. You never know what you'll find in Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. He's got all these flicks from way back when. Marty McFly in the DeLorean. Gotta love the cage and whatever he's in. Face off Snake Guys, you know it's a win. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, Uncle Doug's bin. What's in the bin? Yeah, let's begin.
Welcome to Uncle Doug's DVD Bin, the podcast where we take your favorite movies, give you the facts, tell you the plot, and there might even be a few jokes along the way. I'm your host, Kevin.
I'm your host, Travis.
And I am the new owner, Haley.
That's new owner, Haley. You're a host and I guess an owner, right?
Yes. The paperwork has been notarized, filed, everything's been signed off on, so yep, done deal.
Kev, can I take you to the side here for a minute, Kev?
Yeah,
just me and you just for a second.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
You didn't tell me that I thought it was a gag. This is official?
No, it was like episode 22, you know, when Haley came on the first time, we were just joking about it's your podcast now. She's just carrying the joke. Don't worry, it's fine.
She used the word notary. This is official.
Yeah, I know. Haley's very smart. She's going to come up with stuff. Now, let's get back to the podcast, okay? Sorry, Haley. Travis and I, just quick thing. Anyway, we are excited. You are our guest of honor that in that we've only ever had you on twice. Nobody else has been on twice.
Whoa, this is such an honor, fellas. Thank you.
Well, to be honest with you, we've asked other people and they just wouldn't come back. So, you know, we're very appreciative of you and your willingness to come back. Now,
also, as it's your podcast, it seemed like we had no choice.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's mine, and it seemed appropriate that I should be the first to be on twice.
Yeah. I guess it does make sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Her podcast.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, Haley, what should folks know about you? Like, you're a very talented person. You do many things. Brag about yourself a little bit.
Oh, man. That's my favorite thing to do. Love that. I'm an artist. I do painting and lino cut printmaking, and I also make music. Actually, I'm putting that one out there officially for real, and so keep an ear out.
Doing some live performances, right? Getting out there, getting on stage, doing your thing. Very cool.
Yeah, dipping my toes into it. The performing part, anyway. So
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm an improviser with you guys.
Yeah,
that as well.
So many I'm gonna get more talents, Travis. You just wait and see. Next,
you have so many, Kev.
Yeah.
You have so many.
Kevin, you are also
You're like the Jerry Springer of this podcast.
That kind of warmed my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
I would rather be the Maury, but I'll go with Jerry. That's okay. It's always fun. He had that one guy that did the Judy chops on there, and I really always appreciated that. Well, Haley, you were nice enough to try to help with the situation that's been unfolding with Travis and Doug.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Doug and I, we met up, we've been periodically having a cup of herbal tea together and just having a nice talk. And of course, I've been hearing a lot from him lately about the situation. And actually, there is a development you may be interested in.
Oh my God. Well, last time we talked with Doug, he was in a pretty bad place where Trish had left him. So I hesitate to hear what might be going on, but I'm really glad you've been helping Uncle Doug through this situation.
Yeah.
It sounds like he might have switched from Monster Energy to herbal tea. That's the biggest thing I can.
Haley's a positive influence.
I know, it's crazy. He's
still
health
has
conscious around you.
Yeah, he still has the Monster Energy drinks. Like, he double fists with the herbal tea and
If
that.
there were a NASCAR driver that had an herbal tea sponsorship, Doug would be into it.
They would be.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, he did fill me in on how Trish has left him, and at first he was bitter, so bitter about that, and still about you, Travis. But
Sure.
based on our last conversation, I think he's starting to see some different perspectives on the whole situation, and he's recognizing that maybe he jumped the gun on assuming that you were doing something nefarious with Trish.
That's
behind
right,
his
because
back.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was innocently eating a popsicle, minding my own business. Kevin, you saw it.
Well, I mean, I heard the commotion from the living room, but I mean, I take your word for it, Travis. You're an upstanding person. You wouldn't try. I mean, you do look very seductive with a popsicle. I will say that
doesn't?
for Trish. Okay, that's fair.
You can't eat one unseductively. It's impossible.
I feel like
And you know, Uncle Doug did recognize that. He told me that he was like, you know what, Travis does eat popsicles very seductively, and he said he was even attracted by it. So,
Oh my God, here we go.
Okay. Well, hey, look, Travis, I told you to dial it back. All right, and you just wouldn't listen
can't
to
help
me.
it.
See what you've gotten started now.
If he's got a freezer full of grapes, I'm licking them. You know what I mean?
That's fair. But
But the purples are my favorite.
do you? I mean, I know you're probably still pretty upset at Uncle Doug. You know where he.
Absolutely, I am.
But
The snakes thing was beyond the pale, Kevin.
I know, and you told him that you were scared of snakes in confidence, and I know you're really upset about it. But just maybe just think about where Uncle Doug is in his life right now. You know, he's having herbal tea, talking over his problems with Haley. I mean, that shows growth, if nothing else, right?
I guess, to be fair with you, Kev, I could really use a side hustle. If Doug's willing to pay, I'll mow, I'll trim, I'll weed eat, I'll get the chain, whatever he needs. I don't want to interact with him face to face, but I'm willing to do a little workaround because I need cash.
Okay, all right. I'll maybe talk to him about that. So, he's been working on that line of smoked beef jerky, so he may need some help getting his smoking shack up. So.
oh yeah, he said he needs a spice mixer for that.
I don't want to try any of the jerky until we find out why all those dogs have been going missing. Once we figure out
That's
that,
fair.
then I might.
True.
I did want to just say he did extend a peace offering to you, Travis.
A peace offering. You hear that, Travis?
Oh boy, what's this going to be?
Uncle Doug knows that one of your favorite movies of all time is a special movie called Ernest Goes to Jail.
Huh?
Yeah.
And,
I mean, yeah.
He gave me his special copy, mint condition.
What? He gave you the mint one?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, to give to you.
To me? I get to keep it?
Signed by Jim Varney.
Yeah. Well, we know that signature is a little suspect, Kev,
that's
but
fair.
I mean, it
That's
means
fair.
a lot. It means a lot.
It came from the flea market, okay? And he
came from the flea market.
that most certainly someone signed it, and it was probably Jim Varney, okay? That's basically a certificate of authenticity when it comes to Uncle Doug, okay?
I know. And I know as long as he believes it, that means something.
Thank you.
All right. You know what? I'm going to say it's a first step. It's a first step.
Okay. That's all Haley and I can ask, right?
Exactly, yeah, progress.
Well, Haley, thank you so much for helping out with this whole situation. I'm going to be honest with you, it's caused me a lot of stress. I know Travis has been stressed out, obviously, the whole situation. But, I feel like I'm caught between the two, my two favorite people in the world, and it's been a lot, Haley. So I really appreciate you kind of being here for it. And those herbal tea sessions have really been helping you, D.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Well, do you need a herbal tea session sometimes?
I could use
Okay.
Maybe like
Okay, we'll talk later.
like a chamomile with like a oat flower. Maybe.
Oh, I can do that.
That's
yeah.
so good. Yeah. Well, anyway, rose hips. Oh, so good for the immune system. Anyway, guys, we are talking about Ernest Goes to Jail. Man, Travis, I'm going to tell you, I know this is one of your favorite movies. I know you're happy to get this from Uncle Doug. It was released April 6 of 1990, directed by John R. Cherry III, written by Charlie Cullen, starring Jim Varney, Gaillard Sartain, Bill Burge, and what's that? Napier. I forget his name, but he's in it too.
Charles Napier.
He's in it as well. So
who is the leading lady? You always leave out the women. I don't know what your deal is.
I'm sexist. It's
What
fine.
the
Don't worry about it. That's fine. I copy and paste this from IMDb. Okay,
The owner of the podcast is probably going to change that. She's going
Yeah.
to
Right.
require
Number one on the list.
Actually, her name is Bill Burge. That's her name.
No, it's not.
Okay, all right.
I love
Maybe
Bill
I
Burge,
was
though.
wrong.
I think he's still with us, Bill Burge.
He is. Oh, okay.
He doesn't look a day over 173.
Barbara Tyson plays Charlotte
Tyson.
Sparrow in this. Barbara Tyson.
Thank you.
Shout her out.
Thank you. Mike Tyson's mother.
Mike-
Yes, I remember her now.
Yeah, she's got a great left hook. So, now I know this is Travis's favorite movie. I'm going to hear a lot about it. Okay, or maybe not his favorite movie, but it's up there. Haley, what had you ever seen this movie before we sat down for our viewings?
I had not, and I don't know if you recall from the last episode I was on, but you all, I guess, brought him up, Ernest, this Ernest fellow, and I was like, what? Who's that? And you guys were like, what? You haven't seen, you don't know who that is? And
Wait, hold on. Was that an impression of me or Travis? I just want to clarify.
It was a combination. That was the two of you morphed into one voice.
Okay.
And you said that Ernest Goes to Jail was the best one, and it was decided at that point that this would be what we would do. And so no, this was my first foray into the Ernest universe.
Okay. All right. And I mean, I'm sure we'll get to it as we go through the movie, but like, what were your first of all, I just want to say Ernest Scared Stupid is my favorite one, but this is definitely Trav's. What were your just initial impressions when you watched the film?
Yeah, so I initially was like, what is this? What is happening here? And I kind of just like wasn't sure how to take it in at first. But then it's, it started to expand, and I like got it as it progressed, and actually like it's really stuck with. So I watched it just last night, and it's really stuck with me like all today. I've been thinking about it and reflecting on what it had to give, and I really enjoyed it.
I feel like I ought to, since you hadn't seen it before, I should have given you like some sort of caveat of like, hey, real world physics don't apply. It's simply Looney Tunes physics.
Yeah, like being electrocuted.
Yeah. So I felt like you probably would have enjoyed it more if you knew that's what you were signing up for. But it's
I did initially like have a little bit of an issue with the logic, and then I was like, oh, I got it after a certain point, so it's okay.
So Travis,
I was meant to go in completely blind, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Travis, my dear sweet little Travis. This one, what's this one?
Like a foot taller than you. I love it. I think there's a case made for any of the Ernest movies being someone's favorite. I think anyone's first, or the one that your parents recorded for you or that you had on VHS, is just your favorite because that's the one you ran in the ground. This happened to be the one for me. But yeah, this was my Pee-wee's Playhouse. A lot of other kids had that. He kind of had that like sort of oddball, like his house is almost the inside of a, it's a cartoon. And also he's kind of like, Appalachian Jim Carrey, essentially.
Yeah.
Before Jim Carrey. He's got the faces, he's got the impressions, he's got the slapstick. And he always kind of felt like ours. He's from our little region here, give or take a few 100 miles. So he always felt like, homegrown. So there's that mixed with the fact that I just find this movie freaking hilarious, dude. There's so many parts in this. There's so many quotables and so many fun gags that just never get old. I feel like it aged pretty well, given that it's actually 35 years old this week. 35-year-old film with, like you guys were saying, absolutely cartoon logic made for 8-year-olds. But I was right place, right time for me, and it stuck with me all these years.
Nice. Well, I agree with all those things except for Ernest Scared Stupid is better because it's spooky. And also,
It's not
I don't know if you
spooky.
know this, the masks that they used for the trolls in Ernest Scared Stupid were just altered from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So they used the
What?
same masks, and they just kind of put more bulbous noses and did a few things.
Oh
to
my
kind of
gosh.
spice them
Well,
up a
now
little
I'm
bit.
going to have to watch that one.
Oh, it's so good. You're gonna love it. There's a witch, and there's trolls, and Ernest is in the middle of it. It's fantastic. You're gonna love it.
They're all great. Although I haven't seen, Ghost to Africa? I've not seen that one. I was afraid to watch that one.
Yeah,
Why?
I haven't seen that one either. I can't comment on it. But one thing I'm not afraid of, Travis, is that 6 Degrees of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Haley, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm the owner of the podcast. Come on.
Okay, sorry. I just was making sure. Owner of the podcast.
It's like no need for Kevin to go through his 4-minute explanation for a 2-minute segment. But it is where we connect the previous movie and the current movie through actors. Now, I themed them because why not? When you're unemployed, you got a lot of time to do things. Gone Too Soon connection. I did this one last time, but when Heath Ledger is one of the only characters in one of your movies, you bring it up again. So Heath Ledger, you remember him, Kev. He was in Brokeback Mountain. He was one of the cutie patooties on the mountain.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was in a movie I've not seen called Lords of Dogtown,
Oh, you might like that one.
which sounds
Yeah.
like
Oh,
you
yeah.
in your house.
The skateboarders.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
Skateboard
I've never
movie?
seen it.
Yeah.
He was in there with Charles Napier.
Mm.
And Charles Napier, this is kind of cheating, but it's the only connection between these two that exists. So Charles Napier is actually in this movie with Jim Varney. Again, Gone Too Soon. So Heath Ledger and Jim Varney are actually only connected through Charles Napier.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All
Fun.
right. You
Isn't that
connect
fun?
them. And
Isn't that kind of fun?
they are Gone Too Soon. I would have loved to seen an Ernest movie of him in his late 70s. How fun would that be?
It'd be great. I would love to see him on TikTok. I don't even have TikTok, but I would love to see Jim Varney on TikTok.
Right?
All right, this next one I call Crabby Old Coot Connection. We got a couple grumpers up in here. All right, now in this movie, we've got Dan Legent, who plays Mr. Pendle Smythe. Famously, Ernest can't say that. That's too many syllables.
that was my first good laugh. Just saying.
Puddle Schmidt.
Yeah, it's too many syllables in that name. Now, this guy, Dan Legent, not in a lot of movies. But he was in Escape from Alcatraz. Classic
Eastwood.
film. 60s Clint Eastwood, yeah. With a Larry Hankin. Not a household name, but if you Google him and you see that face, you're going to know who Larry Hankin is. And Larry Hankin was the preacher in National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation, which featured Randy Quaid, who was
And Brokeback
a terrible old coot in Brokeback Mountain.
He was.
Wow.
He was the meanest sheep farmer I think I've ever. Maybe not the meanest, but he was not a.
We
nice
did make
sheep
the
farmer.
case that maybe he was just like, boys, just
Could y'all just
on your own time.
cut
Just-
down on the rutting and watch the sheep for a little bit? My God,
The sheep are getting killed.
Yeah, they did lose 27 sheep, and he came back with half sheep from Argentina. What happened? You know what? Maybe Randy Quaid has a point.
A little bit.
You should not sleep with your coworkers
You're right. And watch the sheep.
and watch the sheep.
Now, we have just the old guy connection, mainly because I wanted to include Bill Burr. So, Peter McRobbie. Now, Kev, you remember Peter McRobbie, right? He was Jack Twist. He was John Twist.
John
he was Jack
Twist,
Twist's dad. All right. And that's an old guy in that movie. I
Yeah,
tried
he's
to find
old,
an
he's
old
old,
guy. I
yeah.
got one. He's so old, dude.
So
Let me take
he's
that out.
ancient.
Yeah, he's still around. He was in a movie in 2016 called Confirmation with the one Tom Nowicki. No one knows who that is. I
Nope,
promise you.
not ringing any
All right,
bells.
this is a very loose connection I made because I wanted two old guys to be connected.
Okay.
Tom Nowicki was just on the crew. He was just on he wasn't even in the movie. He was just around when they made Ernest Saves Christmas that Bill Burge was in. So Bill Burge to Peter McRobbie, never been done before. We did it here tonight.
Do I think?
Wow.
I was really, first of all, great job, Travis. I was really hyping up Ernest Scared Stupid, but I love Ernest Saves Christmas too. It's like one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah,
It's so
the
good.
only part of any movie where I like the snakes because they're poison.
Poison. That's Appalachian for poison, Haley.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
Great
joke.
meal. They're all good except for the one about Africa.
I just haven't
Jury's
seen
out.
it. You don't know. You
But
don't know.
the rest are so good.
I mean, Ace Ventura, like, when nature calls, he sort of did more of a primal movie. So why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Why not Ernest?
All right. But that's all I had. Just those three.
Okay, all right, fantastic.
There wasn't a lot of characters in Brokeback Mountain to play with, to be quite honest with you. So
No, you had the two leads and their spouses. I mean, I'm surprised that you didn't have what's her name? Not Annie Potts. What's the one you like? Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't do like an Anne Hathaway thing.
If I look at her for too long, I get distracted. The sheet doesn't get done.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. No, Haley, I had to listen to Travis talk about Anne Hathaway. I cut like 45 minutes out of the Brokeback Mountain episode. So.
Oh, wow.
I love her
Anne
so
Hathaway
much.
guy, huh? Interesting.
Oh man, she could hath her way with me. I tell you that.
And me.
See, nah, get out of here.
No, I said and instead of and. I was just kind of keep time. Anyway,
Nah, I
how
got
about those preview reviews, Travis?
Sure, man. People love it, dude. And let me
Do
tell you how
they?
they love it.
Do they?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, the average is a 2.9, so most people are incorrect. And I will say that
I was looking at the same thing and I was like, do people really love it, Travis?
most of the 5 stars are just people really mad at people that didn't give it 5 stars. So, for example, actually, I don't know how many of those I included. I probably didn't because there were just so many people being like 5 out of 5. Who f***s this movie? Everybody in here's dumb. I was like, all right, I get it. But anyway, we got 5 stars here from 490 Freak from February of 2023. Hey, man, no offense, but if you don't like Ernest, you're a huge idiot who deserves to die ASAP. How about that, Kev?
Just because Haley is our official owner of the podcast, of course. Do you like this movie?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do like
You're
it.
safe. You're safe then.
You deserve life.
Okay.
You deserve life. That's great.
Yeah.
I was worried within the first 5 minutes that I wasn't going to like it, but then I did.
Like, this guy can't even use a vacuum cleaner.
What's he doing? Yeah, okay. All right. I mean, I felt that way about Dawn of the Dead. So like if people didn't like it, I just felt like they had no value. So I can relate.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Up next, we got 5 stars from a Tonono16 from April of 2023. In fact, almost 2 years to the day here. Legitimately one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. If you don't enjoy this movie, I assume you are incapable of happiness and joy. And I agree.
I kind of agree with that too. Like if you can't watch like just a shtick comedy, cornball, hilarious physical comedy, like you can't enjoy it. Like what do you enjoy in life?
Yeah, like
The opera.
are you? That just would to be above it would be so lame.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like I'm a little above it, but like I
Get out
play,
of here.
I play in the
Get
dark
out of here.
zone. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin,
We got
are
a
you?
5 stars. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just was saying, Kevin, are you really above it? I don't know.
No, I am absolutely not. Listen, I came from a rough place at a rough time, and in my little drafty trailer, we had one tiny little green TV with a VCR hooked up to it, and I was more than happy to while away my hours watching Ernest films as a child, just covered in red mud, and sticky
formed us
Dr.
all.
Pepper.
You sound cute.
Thanks, bud.
You too.
Yeah. Up next, 5 stars from, and you got to give someone called Stephanie Faye this accent. This is Stephanie Faye 11 specifically. She has it marked here from May of 1993. I'm going to say she backdated that because the internet wasn't like around. This movie is underrated comedic gold. Just the pen scene alone should have earned him an Oscar. 10 out of 10. I agree. That pen scene's my favorite thing in movie history.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Citizen Kane, eat my ass. This is way better.
Wow.
It looks, he sells it. It's so real. It's like, did he really bite the end off his pen while they were shooting? They were like, just keep it rolling. Just watch, keep it on Jim.
And then he eats the paper for no reason.
Yeah.
Big chomps too.
He's
man.
like thinking it'll like absorb
Yeah.
the ink.
It's so gross to watch him chew that paper though, but it's really funny.
It's so funny.
It's good stuff.
It is.
All right. Then we got people who are a meh on it.
Mm-hmm.
We got a 2.5 here from Paul Sr. All right. This is Paul's
Not
dad.
Junior.
Yeah. This is from, COVID was about to get hot. This is from February of 2020. Your enjoyment of this will greatly depend on your tolerance of Jim Varney and his wacky shtick. Middling light comedy that's more cartoonish than I remember. Great to see Charles Napier. Loved that guy. Film number 70 of 2020. Not even out of February, this guy's watched 70 movies. He did pick Ernest as one of them.
Yeah.
And then he's salty about it like an asshole.
Yeah. Why are you bragging about how many movies that you've watched in the actual review of a movie? Like, be more pithy.
Have fun, you know? That's what I say. Have a little bit of fun.
No, I don't have any fun. If you're gonna give me this scholarly approach to Ernest Goes to Jail, then by God you stick to it, okay? Don't bird walk. Don't give me erroneous details about movies you've watched. No, give me a precise opinion on the film.
I just feel like if you watch this movie and Charles Napier was your favorite part, you're not very good.
He was
Which
You're not a
one's
very
he?
good person.
Which one's he?
He was the
He's
warden.
the warden.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Come
Yeah.
on.
How's that your love the warden in the movie? What's
I
wrong
think
with you?
Lyle might have been my favorite character. Lyle's the man.
Yeah, because I liked Jim
Is he-
Varney. I liked Ernest.
Is Lyle the one with the gun? Who's
Lyle's
Lyle?
the one that Lyle's his kind of silent confidant inside the prison.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
big-
like him. I like him too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
But no, obviously Ernest is king.
Yeah, Ernest, Kevin. You
I'm
just
not-
liking the other
listen,
guys. You know, what's wrong?
I may have grown up a poor red dirt child, but I'm a hipster in my adulthood, and I've had a man bun, and I've bought vinyl records, and so I'm not gonna just say the main character of the film is my favorite. Okay, not gonna happen.
Makes sense.
All right. I guess. I think we got a 2.5 star here from Cameron. This is from June 2017. I'm not going to lie. A couple of hearty laughs did, in fact, issue forth from my belly. This is not to say that this is a good movie, but it does have its moments. Unfortunately, it never does reach the lofty heights of Ernest Scared Stupid, a movie I consider to be the absolute pinnacle of the Ernest movies.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Cameron had me a little irritated in the beginning, but then pulled it out in the end.
This is what people like you sound like, Kev, by the way. This is what you guys sound like.
What? Smart? With good opinions about films?
You and your man buns and your man bun past. Bringing it up out of situ. Insane.
Well, I just thought
Leave
it
the
was,
man bun behind.
thought it was a relevant detail that added texture to the story. I'm sorry.
It did. It did. It really did. All right. Now we got people who are low on it. Can you believe it? People who are low on it, Kev? Can you? Oh, my God.
Barely.
They're funny, though. This first one, we got a 1 star from a Dylan, not our Dylan, or I'd kill him. Just a Dylan. This is from November 2018, 2 weeks after my precious daughter was born. Reminder, title of the movie, Ernest Goes to Jail. This comment, where he belongs.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow. Maybe he said because the film, maybe they said this rather because the film was so fun and hilarious. They're like, oh, he belongs there because he nearly killed me.
He kills, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He slays.
Yeah. Probably
All right.
not, though.
Then we have a 1/2 star from someone else who probably has a man bun who goes by Kirk Kowalkowski. This is from November 2020. No laughs, no mildly amusing moments, no redeeming qualities whatsoever. Watching
Whoa.
Ernest is like watching your unfunny uncle try to entertain a toddler. The letterbox summary gives away the entire plot, and believe me, it is so much worse than it sounds.
Look, I don't agree with him, but man, that is a fantastic roast.
I hate it.
I don't agree, but I think he really brought that movie down a peg, you know? I don't know, Haley,
Sure.
could you come up with something more mean to say about Ernest Goes to Jail?
No, I couldn't. I really couldn't.
That's terrible.
That
said
person is not a happy person.
No, they don't sound like it.
Kirk Kowalkowski. Look him up on LinkedIn, and then I don't know what you can do on LinkedIn, but like leave him a bad endorsement.
Okay.
Then we got a half star from Vicky Maz. All right, this is 13
half
August
star?
2023. Vicky says, "Why did my friend recommend this movie? Is he stupid?"
Okay. Well,
I love people that are just lost on the internet. That's one of my favorite things is people who just end up in a comment section unawares. What is happening?
You had this movie recommended to you by some folks. Did you think we were stupid for a period of time?
No, I didn't.
Long pause
Pause
5
there.
minutes.
There was a long pause there. Though.
I think like I was really skeptical. Like I went in like I don't know about this, and I don't know. Just
what were
like
your fears? Was it like it was going to be too stupid, or that it was going to be like out of vogue humor, or
that it was going to be too stupid for me?
Okay.
And like I think the cover image, like just that grin. I was like, what am I in for here? And and the beginning, I just it took me a little bit to like understand what it was giving. But like I said, I mean, I'm being for real. Like it did work its magic on me. And
once you get the Jim Varney hooks in you, the rest of the Ernest movies are good.
Oh, that's so good. How about that one where he saves that cannon,
Yeah, the camp goes to camp. That was another one I watched.
That
a
is
lot.
a pretty funny one. I gotta say.
Yeah, they're all great except for the Africa one. We're not sure. I just don't want to endorse something I'm unaware of.
Just not sure. That's it. That's all there is. Well, excellent. Well, hey, what do you guys think about jumping into the plot? You guys watch the movie?
I think we
could
ought
probably
to.
do that, right?
Let's do it.
Well, we open up. First of all, I kind of love this song, "Doing Time."
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good,
dude.
right? And it's
pops.
all kinds of just wacky silhouette, Jim Varney photos popping up, doing like silly mugs and silly faces as we're getting the opening credits. I kind of love this. I think it's fantastic.
It's really well done. Yeah.
It's great.
When I was watching this back, I was like, man, they really put a lot of effort into an Ernest Goes to Jail movie because we've watched a lot of classics here on the podcast, Kevin. I'm like, this is the best intro of any of those movies.
I would agree with that. Like, it's really got some style and some pizzazz. The movie itself, the production value of it is like a made-for-TV movie, but like this opening credit is just fantastic. However, Travis, now on the podcast we rate title cards on a scale from a 0 to a 5. Okay, 0 being the worst, 5 being the best. Unfortunately, there's no title card here, is there?
Yeah, I was hoping like the intro could just make up for it. Like, could we lump that in and call it like a big ol' title intro card?
I think I disagree with that. Okay, you think that's a good idea. I think we need to defer to Haley to decide whether we can rate this as just a title card or if it's excluded from that.
Right. As the owner, I think this counts as a title card.
Suck it, Cap. It's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's a 5 out of 5 then. Like, it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I would agree. It's fantastic.
All right. Well, we've established
that part is because the very first bit of the VHS that your mom puts in to pacify you while she goes and does her hair for 3 hours is the part that you see the most. So the intro is really burned into my brain. Like, watching this gave me the most just thick nostalgia that I've had in quite some time, and I hadn't seen this in about 15-20 years.
Oh, it's got that snaky guitar bit too. I love it. That's great. All right, so we have established that title cards can be not title cards. So I like that.
Just for this movie.
Just for this one. This is maybe a special pass or anything else that Haley says. So, so we see that the movie opens on 2 security guards. That kind of classic odd couple duo. You've got one Chuck, who is a more portly and robust man who's very vivacious and loquacious, talks a lot.
And sweaty.
So sweaty throughout this scene. And you've got Bobby, who is very silent and very lean, like he's a lean cobra. All right, and they're sort of pacing around the outside of the bank because they've heard some noise inside. And of course and
also worth mentioning, a recurring duo in Ernest films. These two guys they're knucklehead camp counselors in camp. They're always somewhere in an Ernest movie.
Okay, that's the kind of information I'm after. I want to know about that.
Inside track. These are recurring. These will be.
It's a comedy troupe,
yeah.
kind of.
Okay.
And so they sort of are slipping around the outside of the bank, doing their best to appear like professionals, but they're just sort of, it's a comedy, so they're being, silly with their little like secret agent man gag. And they hear a noise in the bank at which they work, and they go in there and they find, guys, it was Ernest the whole time.
He's trying to get that vacuum cleaner started, but it won't start.
I mean, it's a floor buffer, Travis. It's a floor buffer.
Sure.
Okay?
I did mean to say floor buffer.
Really
I've seen the film several times.
Don't you ever mix up a floor buffer and a vacuum?
As a child,
again?
I thought it was a vacuum. I never broke from that. It's just vacuum forever. But what do you think's wrong with it, Kev? Do you think the starter's gone? What would you do?
In Ernest's situation where he's flipping the toggle switch on and off, I would probably first unplug it. All right,
unplug it.
Mistake that Ernest didn't make, and then I would take that face plate off and make sure that all the wires were still kind of connected for the little toggle switch. That would be
because what's interesting. We find out at Ernest's home, he's got a big streak of ingenuity.
Yeah.
So it's
true.
I don't want to point at plot holes so early, given that it's a golden film. But I'm just saying
I'm glad you were the first to name a plot hole.
Well, it can have flaws and still be perfect somehow.
Perhaps
that's a plot hole in my logic.
Ernest wasn't in his repair-minded brain because he's daydreaming, right? We see him dreaming about he's gonna be a powerful captain of industry. He's gonna be so great. He's gonna be a bank teller. He's just dreaming about becoming a bank teller.
I would do whatever it takes right now.
Fair enough. Well, what it takes for him is he inadvertently flicks it on. The floor buffer comes on, and then he's whipping around the bank, destroying everything Looney Tunes style. And I quite mean Looney Tunes style. The floor buffer like pulls him up onto the ceiling at one point.
Yeah, that part's awesome. I mean, that part I think was like the first moment where I was like, oh, like this isn't gonna necessarily make sense.
I do like that it establishes that early. Like if you haven't seen one of these movies before, it's like this is what you're signed up for. So yeah, I do appreciate that. Also, I don't know if you noticed on the floor buffer, there's literally a little sign that says "Don't flick the switch." And he's just
oh yeah.
So he ends up on the ceiling. Somehow it sprays out a bunch of foam, and he falls off of the ceiling, and then he gets electrocuted. All right, and this is the first time that we see Electro P. Worrell, as I was calling, or Worrell, excuse me, as I was calling him. And when Ernest gets electrocuted, he becomes ultra magnetized. Right? So just the way it works in real life, folks, if you want to be magnetized, just stick a fork in a light socket. You're there. And so stuff starts sticking to him. So we've just had this wacky scene where he's destroying the entire bank, being pulled around by a floor buffer, and now all the bank furniture is attacking him.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We got filing cabinets on the move. It's great. It's like Poltergeist, except hilarious.
So, Haley, is it at this point that you started to get it, or were you still like, what is happening?
No, I was still kind of I was like, wait, is that a thing that happens? I was like, do you become magnetic after you get electrocuted?
You mean to tell me Ernest had you Googling?
Yeah, like, definitely.
No.
Is that real?
It was just a momentary thought, and then I was like, wait, no, that's what I don't. It still took a little bit of time after that, but that was the next kind of unraveling of my I don't know.
Now
what.
you got me wishing I had watched it high. I mean, this
I wasn't high.
This would have been a very fun time.
Just maybe residual effects from the past. I understand. The guards, Bobby and Chuck, are in. Chuck is like dancing and just sweating and eating cheeseburgers while all this is going on, and Bobby's like practicing with his gun.
So
or something.
sweaty.
I can't remember. Eventually the filing cabinets kind of chase Ernest into the vault, and I love there's like a little bit of like almost playing tag with them, like he's like hiding behind things, and then the filing cabinets somehow magnetically know he's in there. But
they're dancing around trying to get him. Oh, it's so good.
And so he flees into the bank vault, and he's like, haha, I escaped you, filing cabinets. And then the metal drawers in the bank vault come out, smack him in the head, and knock him unconscious. My question is this. Is all of this actually a commentary on capitalism?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Say
1990s
more.
Capitalism, rampant.
Say more.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. All right.
It's just rampant. That's the word I use when I don't know what else to say. Rampant.
Fair enough. Well, Ernest is left knocked out in the vault, and we cut away to prison. Dre Cup Max Security Prison. All right. And there's a guy running away from the guards. He has apparently killed someone, but we don't know
the scariest man of my childhood, by the way. I used to have nightmares about this guy.
Oh my God.
Why was he so scary?
Also sweaty.
Yeah,
I don't know, because he's sweaty. Everybody's sweaty. He's got like his eyes, man. He's got these piercing eyes. And I Googled this guy later, and like every mug of him is like the sweetest, softest human man ever. But in this movie, they made him look lethal, dude.
Yeah, maybe it was the gold tooth. Maybe you just are really scared of people.
Something about a gold tooth, too. Also,
there is something sinister.
Not afraid to admit, I was probably 7 watches into this as a 7-year-old boy before I realized that Nash that we're about to meet was also Ernest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where did they find a guy that looks just like him?
I was like, it's insane.
Well, sure enough, this fellow runs down into the laundry where we see a silhouette of someone who looks a lot like Ernest, with his hair slicked back, and he's got this raspy, deep voice. And he says the guy, wants Nash is the character's name to help him. We also see Lyle kind of off to the side, so we get to get a little.
How does Jim Varney not get an Oscar for this, dude?
I know the range.
This is insane range. Insane.
So
it is impressive.
I don't know if you know a lot about Jim Varney, but he was a classically trained actor, like Shakespeare, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I did not know that. But, sorry, may I interject just a brief observation that, like, one of the things I've been reflecting on today is how, right, it's a super silly movie, but there is a real art form in his physicality and expressions, and it made me think of like the classic like art of clowning and like really old school comedy and like the archetype of the fool and stuff. And so it is actually no surprise to me to hear he is a classically trained actor, because I mean, he's actually insane. He's great.
Man, got
and
skills.
while we're, I guess, on the topic, Kev, do you have more information about his like roots? Like he did start in like Western North Carolina, right? And did like commercials and things before he hit the big screen as the Ernest character.
The Ernest character was originally a commercial character, I believe.
Right.
Like he was doing that, and then like I think it got like a little like regional, maybe public access kind of nod, and then they eventually started making movies. He just kind of built the character from there. If I missed any of the details of the actual genesis of Ernest, please, Ernest heads, forgive me. I'm doing the best I can without Googling. So, but yeah, he
Thank
sort
you,
of
Kev. You did a great job.
built that character from the ground up. So, Now Nash, again, we get the idea that he's kind of a bad guy, and he's very important in this jail if people are coming to him for help, which he refuses to help because there's nothing in it for him. Well, the next morning at the bank, we're going to meet Charlotte Sparrow, who is the ingenue of the film and ostensibly Ernest and both Nash's love interest, which is kind of interesting. But we'll get there. When she comes in, like, quite literally, Chuck and Bobby know her, but Bobby demands to see her ID because my man is by the book. You know what I'm saying?
I love Bobby, dude.
I can't remember if he pulls a gun on her in the scene to see her ID or not, but it feels on brand for Bobby.
I think he should be at the front of the line in every TSA. I think he's got to be there. Bobby needs to protect this country.
Well, she comes into the bank. She finds Ernest completely KO'd in the vault still. And then he tries to explain the mess, but it's sort of this rambling madman's explanation of being attacked by furniture, which is in fact what actually happened. But anyway, she's very nice to Ernest. We feel like she really likes and appreciates him. So, and we also learned that Ernest is not a reader. He's not a big fan of reading. He said he tried to read those books on being the bank teller, and it just didn't have enough pictures. So, not a big surprise. Absolutely, right? Well, back in jail, we're going to cut back there, and Nash and Lyle want their money from a guy named Eddie, and Eddie is lifting some weights. And Travis, how do they try to get the money that he owes them?
Well, they try to kill him with some big balls, Kev. You see these things?
Could you say that again? I might have misheard that.
Oh, I'm sorry. For those at home, we got to wait. Sis, we got a press, a lat pull. We got a, what is it called there, Kev? We got a titty strengthener, and it's got balls. It's got big balls on it.
He's doing it at underhanded grip, so he's probably going to hit his biceps a little more.
Trying to get those biceps, and they come over. They add a little more weight to it. Nearly kill the guy, Kev. I don't know. Seemed like pretty extreme. Is nobody policing the yard?
I feel like this prison has very laissez-faire rules for the guards.
Yeah.
They just don't really pay a lot of attention. But they do.
Especially isn't one of them on death row, but he's still in jail?
Yeah.
Doesn't really mean.
He still has freedom to just walk around the yard and trick Ernest. But anyway, They do threaten him with the weights. They say he better get the money. Again, this is just establishing for us that Lyle and Nash are bad hombres. Well,
so bad,
right? Except for Lyle. He turns out to have a heart of gold.
He comes around. Yeah, he comes around.
He just needed someone to show him a better path. But anyway, back at the bank, everything's kind of getting cleaned up, and Ernest is sort of talking up how he's gonna pitch himself to the bank manager, and the bank manager walks up behind him, and this is where he just starts butchering Mr. Pendlesmith's, I believe's name. Pendlesmith, yes.
Yeah,
this
and
part
then
really
sloshes water on his feet.
They get you?
Yeah, like I said, this was my first big laugh.
Okay, all right, I like it. Well, it's I think it's the rapid fire delivery there too. He's just 3 shots off before you've even registered the first one. I love that. And then he splashes mop water on the bank manager, which is fantastic. I do want to just briefly comment on the bank itself, which is obviously just flats built into a set. These are not offices or anything. They literally have just built flats around this office area. It's fantastic. I love it.
Apparently the everything was filmed in this basically room. On the other, behind us is the police station and his house and the jail. It's all in this one big room.
Wow.
Of the studio, I guess. But
yeah, keep costs down, right? I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
He sort of what do you call it? Fails. I don't know. Screws up his interaction with the bank manager.
He's not going to get that bank teller job. I don't think he's going to get it, Kev.
While he's doing it, though, I don't know if you guys paid attention, but for some reason, Bobby is practicing frisking Chuck. He's patting him down in the background. He's got him up against the wall. That was my first out loud laugh of this, just because I just love the texture there in the background.
You got to stay sharp. Got to stay trained.
Charlotte invites Ernest to go to dinner with her to kind of, I guess, help him be able to apply better for the teller position. Because again, she's a very nice person, and maybe she's got a little interest in Ernest. And Ernest warns her, "You better watch out for that Worrell charm." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, dude, he's got it. He gets in the what is this thing? It's like a
it's
jacuzzi?
his washing machine jacuzzi.
It's a washing machine jacuzzi, like
a washjacuzzi, if you will.
A lot of ingenuity. Not a bad idea to wash yourself with your clothes. Save on water, save on time. It's great.
True.
I love this wardrobe. I think about this wardrobe all the time because I end up getting a lot of just black T-shirts, whether
same.
gifts or just, bands or whatever. And every time I go to my closet, for 30 years, I've thought of this moment where he's just going by all of his same denim vest, gray long sleeve shirt outfits and being like, nah, too formal, too casual. The perfect choice. Love it.
Yeah, and we've jumped to his house, and we're kind of getting to see what the abode de Ernest is like. He also has a very cute dog named Rimshot.
Question: Is Rimshot in all the Ernest movies?
He's in a lot of them. Yeah, I don't know if it's the
Okay,
same dog,
okay.
but he has a very similar dog in a lot of them.
Okay.
Don't know if it was Jim Varney's personal dog. Probably not. But Ernest has a lot of gadgets in his house. He's got like, I'm going to say he has an electric toothbrush, but it's like a helmet that has 14 toothbrushes on it that he sticks in his mouth. And he has, and again, I love this. It's clearly like a washing machine jacuzzi combo that he bathes himself in, but the buttons are just like stickers that clearly are not buttons on it, and it's all just him doing wacky stuff to like simulate movement in this
I don't know, how do you spin like that?
Travis, they did speed the film up just a smidge.
What?
Yeah,
What?
That wasn't his. Actually, Jim
Well, the
Varney's very
practical
talented.
effects are insane.
He's classically trained. He can spin really fast. He's got a full body dryer as well.
Can I ask again another question?
Sure.
So is his house? Do you see the inside of his house in every movie, or is this the only time?
I don't think we get his house every time, and it's not always as
sometimes
goofy.
he goes
like,
to
I think
camp.
Well, because this is like
or Africa,
this
I think.
scene and like the inside of his house. I mean, it is very. You made the comparison to Pee-wee earlier, but yeah, this is like all very much like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So I wondered if it was like an intentional nod to that because it is so similar.
I think it might be, or at least inspired by, but I can't think. I don't recall it always being the same in every movie. So the chronology is not always perfectly connected.
Does he have a Rube Goldberg machine in every movie? Because that's very Pee-wee.
Maybe, actually. There are a lot of recurring gags, like the one here in a second when he does all of his different characters in the mirror. That comes up in a lot of movies.
Well, yes, I think he does have some inventions in his house, and I did realize that like when you get a glimpse of his house later, his whole setup that just like turns on his TV and his lights and all that's like shooting darts and stuff. I was like, my man just invented Alexa like 35 years early. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Pee-wee did. Pee-wee did,
or Back to the Future. I don't know if that
Pee-wee's Big
predates.
Adventure, 1985.
Great year.
Oh man, when did Back to the Future come out?
85.
85. Same time. That's good.
Those are the same number.
Well, anyway, as Ernest is getting ready, he gets electrocuted. So we know that he is magnetized for his very special date at the fancy restaurant that we cut to with him and Charlotte. And of course, he's magnetized, so stuff's just like sticking to him, and he's trying to like hide it because he thinks it might be weird. He ends up like. And then he ends up like covered in butter.
I like the butter.
Yeah,
The butter,
Yeah.
so it's basically the pin gag, but in a restaurant.
yeah, pretty much. And he's like wiping the butter all over a breadstick.
Yeah, the breadstick.
He just looks so proper and innocent.
It's
so
so
good.
good. And then he eventually gets whacked in the face with like a serving dish that has a lobster in it, and then he pulls the serving dish off, the lobster's on his face, and it's great. It's Looney Tunes, and it's wonderful. And I think he has a one-liner there about like recommending the lobster or something.
He does.
So.
I love how she's also just unfazed. It's almost like she can't see
like,
what he's
this is
doing.
normal.
Maybe that's like her kink, you know? She's like, I just want a man that gets magnetized and gets lobster on his face, you know? Maybe it's what
I
she's
can
been
fix
looking
him.
for. Nothing needs fixing, if you ask me. Well, we cut away to the jail, and just we get a scene where we again establish Nash is tough. He kind of threatens the warden, and I think we get a little hint that he's maybe on death row here. The warden makes a jab about him leaving dead or something like that, but not anything too consequential in this scene. Now we're gonna cut back to Chuck and Bobby. They are dropping Ernest off at home, and they have like a security van that has all, like, you don't actually see inside the van, but it's like a running gag of like him getting pepper sprayed, or like, you know, they've got cameras and they've got like all sorts of stuff. Well, this is where we get a view of Ernest's house for the first time. How would you guys describe it? Like, if you were just off the riff. Rip.
Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, okay. All right. You're sticking with that. All right. I like it.
No, it's awesome, though. It is awesome.
It does seem like he used to be a carny, and then he got fired, or it closed down, and he got all of the scraps and built a living room out of old carnival equipment.
Didn't Jim Varney do the voice of the carnies that steal the Simpsons' house in that episode of The Simpsons?
That would not surprise me.
I'm gonna talk a little bit, Travis. You Google that. I'm 90.
I have too many windows. I can't. I don't have a Google.
Haley,
Google
someone Google it. That's not me.
Oh, God.
I'm down a monitor.
Oh, God.
Just figure it out, okay? You two.
I'll try.
Well, he gets chosen for jury duty. He sees this letter, and he's super excited. So he runs next door, because, of course, Ernest is excited to get jury duty.
Dude, and Bobby's just shooting at the door.
Yeah, he runs to see Chuck and Bobby. And Bobby, he has a shooting range in their family room. Like, he's just firing.
You can tell they don't get
off
visitors
rounds.
often with this setup.
No, I kind of like their house a lot, to be honest with you. It's like really guns and
It looks like
ammo.
your house, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. This is pretty much how I live. Except with I don't have a lot of taxidermied animals. I do
Yet.
like the hybrid taxidermy, like a lot of jackalopes and that sort of stuff. But that's just my side hustle.
Kevin, you are correct. Woo! He was on the episode Bart Carney. He played a carny.
Good job, Kev.
Cooter the carny.
He was Cooter the
that's
Carney.
perfect.
That makes a lot of sense. I remember that episode very vividly because like the carnies take over the house, and then he's just like he feels like he's a king because he's got pants that fit, or something. Like he thinks that they're really the Simpsons are really fancy, and it just cracked me up when I was a child watching it, or early teen. Well, we found out that Ernest has jury duty, and Bobby shoots a gingerbread man. And we move on to the courthouse scene. Now we're going to see Ernest in the jury box, and just go ahead and describe this, Travis, because I feel like this one makes your heart sing a little bit.
Well, you got Ernest. He's paying attention hard, dude. And you know how sometimes I stim a little bit, like I'll chew on the end of a pen or I'll fidget. You know, he's an end of the pen chewer.
Sorry, what does stem mean?
You know, you kind of work out your anxieties through movement or through some kind of benign habit, right? And so he's chewing on the end of the pen. That's how he focuses, right? Because he's here to take notes, dude. Yeah. He can't read or write, but he's going to draw pictures of stuff. He's got the end of that pen in his mouth. Now, I've actually seen this happen in a meeting before at work, but it didn't. The person ran out of the room because they were embarrassed. But Ernest owns it, dude, because he's brave and he's an American hero. End of the pen, he bites it. Ink everywhere. Your biggest fear, probably. It's mine for sure. He doesn't know what to do. Because he can feel the ink filling up his mouth, and they're talking. It's very serious. He can tell it's serious, and the judge keeps looking at it, dude, because she's like, "Are you okay?" But he's got ink just flooding his mouth, so he panics a little bit, rips out a piece of paper from that memo pad. This is exactly what I would do, by the way. Like, that's why I love this so much, because it follows.
Or is that just a natural reaction?
No, I think even when I was little watching this, I was like, and then put the paper. Now chew it up. Yes. Yes, but it didn't work out the way we all thought. But it follows.
What about rubbing your eyes?
You
Doesn't
panic.
he do that?
Have you guys never been so close to a panic attack? You rub your eyes. And so he's got the paper in his mouth and he's just big gulps too. He's like, maybe more paper, soak it up. Maybe it'll soak up. Doesn't really do a good job soaking up. So he tries to wipe it and now he's just got ink all over his face. And he looks like a zombie. He looks like he's dead. It's very fun. And then no one else is fazed by it. No one's fazed by it. That's my favorite part of an Ernest movie is he gets to be Ernest and everyone else gets to just live in his world. And we get to witness. We're the only ones who can see Ernest almost. And it's amazing.
We do get a few worried looks from the judge. But what it does do is that when the judge asks him if he's okay, he gets Ruben's attention. Now, if you remember Ruben, we talked about him at the beginning of the movie. I just want to pause for a second. Travis is watching the movie at this moment and laughing. Like
he puts the pin back in his mouth to get out of habit. That's what I love.
Well, he gets the attention of Ruben, who notices. Oh, it's his trial, by the way. I love how fast the criminal justice system works in the Ernest verse
here in Tennessee. Yeah, this is Tennessee Ernest verse. Yes,
exactly. Well, Ruben happens to notice that Ernest looks exactly like Nash, so he whispers something to his lawyer. And at this point, his lawyer makes an unusual request that the next day they have the trial at the jail so that they can prove that his client is innocent. Meanwhile, Ernest continues to be covered in ink.
Which, by the way, you know how common it is for them to just move the trial to the jail.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it makes perfect
and just
sense.
Out in the yard, too, not like in a room.
Well, they're like ostensibly doing a tour because we get next day they're in the jail and Ruben kind of spins the plan for Nash. He's like, I've come up with a great plan. You're going to love this. The guy looks exactly like you. Okay, we're going to switchy swap the two of you. Oh, and this is where we get the reveal of Jim Varney as Nash. And I swear, looking at it, it looks like his teeth are still a little black and like his face is a little black from like the ink of the previous scene. And I don't know if that's just me reading into that, but and they do some like try to do some sort of severe makeup for him to make him look more like the bad guy. But this is where we see Jim Varney as Nash, the bad guy, for the first time. But the plan is switchy swap the two of them. And then once Nash is on the jury, he can convince the jurors to free Ruben. All right. So that's the plan. It makes perfect sense if you think about it, guys.
Yeah, and again, we're dealing with death row here, but we got inmates just outside running around.
Well,
they can hide behind trash cans.
Yeah, exactly what happened. So, Lyle and Nash, I absolutely love this scene because the jury is kind of on the lawn of the prison, and Nash kind of pops out from behind a dumpster, and he uses the old "Hey, psst, psst," and Ernest is like, "Is that me? What am I doing over there?" So he just wanders over to his doppelganger to get knocked out behind a dumpster.
Kev, if you saw your doppelganger winking at you and pshtin, would you go over and see it? I think I would.
I mean,
I would.
You guys would go over to my doppelganger if he was and whispering at you?
I would think it was me from the future that had traveled back in time to tell me something important.
Oh, I don't trust myself. No.
Yeah.
No.
I would just go over there to be kinky with myself. I have to be honest. That would be the only reason. I'd be like, we know what we're thinking.
Really?
You know,
let's do this.
Now that you say it, Travis, I think I would go. I don't want to get kinky with myself. I mean, a sense of
I know what I'm into. Who
would perform what act, though?
Oh, all of it. We'd try it all. We're going to get to the bottom of this. That's what I would say to myself.
Who's bottom?
Just hoping that I would finally get a hug from someone. And I just I don't know what it was like to truly appreciate
No, that's
myself.
fair. No, that's fair.
It doesn't have to be nasty, Travis. It doesn't always have to be.
Oh, he'd get there, though.
It probably would. You're right. Well, anyway, Ernest gets knocked out, and Nash switches clothes with him, and Nash joins the jury, pretends to be the jury. And Ernest is, like, passed out for a while, and he wakes up in the yard, and he just assumes that the jury is getting like a workout break.
He loves it too. That's the thing though. He's super into it. Like when they go to the cafeteria.
Doesn't he think that they're like giving the jurors like an immersive experience?
Right.
Yes.
Or something? Yeah. Like to really put them in the place of.
Must be a lot of trials today because there's like 100 prisoners.
Well, what I love about
That part's
this
good.
is that they were like, nobody's, we've got a plot hole here, okay? Because Ernest is just going to wake up and tell everybody that he's Ernest, not Nash, and then they're going to see Nash and they're going to realize they look alike and what's happened. So they crafted this genius idea that Ernest has no idea that he's actually in prison. To just give enough time for Nash to get away from the prison, which I really appreciate that that's the plot hole they decided to address. But
Also, I love how these guards all have the big shoulder pads like a
And-
cartoon prison guard.
And their uniforms are bright pink. Or
Yes.
their jackets are. That was an observation of mine. Is there any comment on that? Is that a thing?
if you look too closely at the costumes in these scenes, like there's a guy wearing a Baltimore Orioles hat as part of his prison uniform. Like the costume department just went a little wild on this one.
all right.
Always has like mood lighting as well. which I really
The
appreciate.
mood lighting. Yeah, for
They
sure.
knew.
Oh, I also, another wardrobe thing. I like that Ernest's
Has a vest.
prison outfit is the exact same, but just in the
Yes.
prison colors.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Yes, that is awesome. I would love to have just an ensemble of Ernest. But the Ernest memorabilia that I want is wardrobe. I want this vest with the undershirt. I want his regular vest with the undershirt. Anything he wore. That would be, if I had an Ernest collection, it would definitely be the wardrobe.
Okay, all right. On like a nice
And I would
like,
wear it everywhere.
mannequin.
No, I just wear it. I just
Oh,
have
you
it
just
there.
wear? Okay, all right. I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
appreciate your.
I'm already a hat guy, so I'm halfway there.
Yeah, no.
Sort of. Quarter of the way there.
Well, anyway, in jail, Ernest is really confused. So he does the whole yard thing, and then he goes to the cafeteria. He's like, "Oh, they're feeding us too. This is great." And then he's like, "Oh, they're taking us to rooms where we can lay down and take a nap." He's getting dropped off in the cell, and then
He's like, we're sequestered, but also they won't let us leave or something like that. I don't know.
This is for me. So he ends up in the cell with Lyle, which is where Nash would have been because we've seen that Lyle's his cellie. And this is probably my laugh out loud moment of the movie where where Ernest bangs his head on the bars because the only time he's seen Lyle is like with his blurry, almost knocked out vision. So he bangs his head on the bars because it makes him recognize Lyle. And then he bangs the guard's head on the
Tries to get him to see the same
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But as the
Oh,
scene
yeah.
goes on, Ernest finally realizes what's going on and he screams, "I'm in jail!" And it reverberates off all the walls. And
Yeah.
he is...
And as a dumb 7-year-old, this is when I realized it too. I was like, "Oh no, Ernest!
you were like, what?
Oh no, Ernest! What am I gonna do?" He figures it out.
Did you have trouble with your R's when you were a kid?
I thought he was chewing on a wad of paper. That's what I thought he was.
I had a whole notebook in my mouth.
Well, the next day, we cut back to the court, and Nash has intimidated the jury, and Reuben is found innocent. However, Reuben still has to serve the 5 months remaining on his sentence, so he's going to go back to jail and make sure that Ernest ends up on death row, which is where Nash was intended to be. But we'll get there. Now, as Nash, as an impersonating Ernest, is leaving the courthouse, he's picked up by Chuck and Bobby in their security van. And this is the first time that Chuck slaps him in the back of the head. And this is like a little bit of a running gag throughout the movie where he gets increasingly irritated at Chuck for slapping him in the back of the head. And we also see the wiliness, the guile, the intelligence of Bobby, because Bobby is almost instantly suspicious of Nash as Ernest. Now, did you guys notice this?
Oh, of course. It's all over Bobby's face. He only has one emotion, and it's skepticism.
Do you remember why he initially begins to get suspicious of Ernest?
Yeah, Haley, why?
Nash?
Is it his hair?
It's a little bit his hair, but it's that he's missing his hat. He's missing his cap.
Right.
And Bobby's like, that's unusual. But
I failed.
No, I think you knew it had to do with his head. I mean, that's
you don't see that hair often.
If we're gonna count the opening
region.
credits as a title card, we'll count hat as a hair. I think that's fair.
All right.
Somewhat salty.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Okay. But Bobby is somewhat assuaged when Chuck goes, I know what's going on here. Ernest is in love with Charlotte because he had went on a date with Charlotte, and so he's acting out of character. He's trying to do hair. So you know how it is. Like you meet somebody, you kind of like them, and you're like, oh dang, dude, I want to step it up a little bit. I don't want to just be this, schleppy loser that I am. And you start growing a man bun, and you start
wearing more hats.
Yeah, wearing more hats, and like
buying vinyl.
Yeah, you buying vinyl, and it all just goes that way. But anyway. Some of the suspicion is assuaged as far as Bobby goes. Now we're back in jail, and Ernest is kind of pleading his case, but Reuben stops by and basically tells him, you're going to pretend to be Nash or we're going to murder your friends and family, including that little Charlotte. And he's like, oh, dang. I guess I'm just going to have to pretend to be Nash. And I love this because this is that quintessential Ernest scene where he's like working his characters out in the mirror, where he's like learning to be the tough guy.
This part is legitimately awesome. Yeah.
Right? He does what, like a James Cagney? He does.
Yeah. You're the guy that shot my brother, and I'm the guy that's going to shoot you.
I think he does like Brando from The Godfather. Like,
you dirty rat.
It's all good. It's all classic, dude.
How often did you do these lines when you were a kid, Travis?
I would pause this part. Go get my mirror. Right. I had a little mirror. Then I would unpause it, and I would do the characters like Ernest was doing them, and I'd wait till they got to the end, and then I would try what he did, and then I would run it back. And like 1,000 times.
Aww.
Then I want to go stim in the corner.
Let's hear your Sylvester Stallone, Travis.
I don't have a good. You just had to put your tongue in the way. Yeah, you dirty. I don't know. I can't do it. I just sound like I sound like a drunk governor.
Oh, I know you've got it. You're just on the spot.
Yeah, he's playing. How
do you work into a Sylvester Stallone? What's a Sylvester Stallone word?
Oh,
like, like you really got like,
I do.
Oh.
I want actually forget your impression. I want to hear Haley's now that I've heard the start of it.
She sounds like she's been shot in the ribs.
Wait.
I thought it sounded like maybe she'd eaten like too much hoagie, and she was like, it was maybe coming back up a little bit.
Yeah,
you dirty rat. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
There you go.
Nice.
That's it. See, you needed my noise to find it.
I did. Thank you for that. It was very nice.
Well, great job. Good teamwork, guys. I really appreciate it. In the bank, fake Ernest, Nash, a.k.a., is asleep on the desk. Charlotte kind of wakes him up and notices that his voice is a little different. This is kind of the next day, first time she's seeing him. And the bank manager comes in and kind of gives Nash grief like he would Ernest. He calls Ernest all kinds of horrible stuff because he's, I want to say that he's a jerk, and as a kid I was like, oh, he's a big jerk, but like if I had Ernest as an employee, like I kind of get it.
You'd verbally abuse him?
No, I probably would just fire him.
Yeah, Kev, would you verbally abuse Ernest?
Shut up, Travis.
Wait, hey, easy.
All right.
This is my last interjection for a while, okay?
I kind of hope not, because we haven't even got halfway through the movie. You need to interject more.
Okay. Well, that's my point. We've not even gotten halfway. Anyway, I think it's actually such a cool concept, the idea of taking this character who is like high status, or at least, like in his world he is, and he's feared and respected and gets his way, and having him have to fill the shoes of someone who's talked down to and underestimated and verbally abused by his boss and slapped upside the head by his friends. And I just think that's actually a very thought-provoking concept.
I know, very
and same on the other, on the flip side, like this lower status person being put into someone that has a high status. So anyway,
that
I just think
very
that's cool.
classic trading places kind of trope.
Yeah.
I
With the
love
irony
it.
being that the one of higher status is in a worse situation. So it is interesting.
I don't think working in a bank is a worse situation than being on death row, Travis.
I was saying the guy on death row is in a worse situation.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. I was just making sure. All right. Actually, no, I just misunderstood what you meant.
Is death row hiring? What do they pay?
Yeah, probably decent. I mean, and even if not, you don't have to worry about it for long. So there is that.
That's not bad.
Well, anyway, Nash sort of bites his tongue, takes it on the chin from the manager, and gets slapped in the back of the head by Chuck as he leaves. Well, back in jail, Ernest brags about his acting ability. He says, this pretending to be Nash is going to be no problem. Now, this is a pretty highbrow joke he drops here. He confuses Stanislavski with Stradivarius, which is fantastic. I mean, that's a high level, actor training / another cultural joke there. Okay, so that's what say what
I feel
you
this
will.
movie is underappreciated. The pedants out there don't get it.
They don't get it.
All right, they can talk down about it, but they didn't. They don't get it. This is highbrow stuff.
Did they make a Stanislavski joke? No, they didn't. They don't even know who
Uta
Uta Hagen is. Think she invented ice cream. Anyway, moving along. There's like two people right now. They're like, dude, got it. He nailed it.
Haagen-Dazs. I got it a little bit.
Yeah, I got it. Actually, I just want ice cream. I'm just thinking about ice cream
That'd
now.
be so good, Let's just stop this and go get some ice cream. Anyway, Ernest ends up in an arm wrestling competition trying to prove that he's Nash. He hilariously loses the
Another guy
first
who
one.
lived in my dreams at night. This guy's spider tattoo on the forehead.
Oh, dang, that did it.
Evil snarl.
Travis, I'm sorry for your childhood fears of Spider, who Ernest is now in this
so freaky.
arm wrestling competition with. I do love the bit that he loses the first match, and he's like, well, that's not fair. You're supposed to say ready, set, go.
Right? Rules are rules.
But like as a kid, you're like, yeah, you are supposed to say that. Mm-hmm.
I thought so. Are you not?
No,
Kev, what are the rules? You arm wrestle down at the pool hall. How do you do it?
The way we do it is we have a neutral party spit, and when the spit hits the table, that's when we go.
Okay, that's how we do it. All right, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Them's West Virginia rules. But eventually, Lyle threatens Spider with a good shanking, kind of silently, and Spider decides to let Nash, a.k.a. Ernest, win.
Close
Thank
one.
goodness. That was close.
That was close.
Well, Nash arrives in the next scene. Nash arrives at Ernest's house, and
He's so mean to Rimshot,
he's so
dude.
mean to Rimshot. Rimshot jumps up,
no.
wants attention, and he just chucks him across the lawn. And Rimshot's sort of confused. He's like, "Why does Daddy hate me now?"
Right?
A little hangdog.
No, he's
expression.
onto him immediately.
Oh, you think so?
At first he's like, oh, he's home. And then he gets a little closer and he's like, oh, you're not my dad.
Do you think he didn't pass the sniff test? That pomade throwing him off?
Yeah. Homemade. Yeah.
He's
A
Dapper
whole
Dan
different
Man.
person. Yeah.
Well, Nash heads into Ernest's house and kind of gets home aloned by all the gadgets in there.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, I do love that.
That's kind of the gist of that scene. Well, we cut to the next scene, and Ernest tries to escape, and there's going to be some running gags here. He carves a gigantic gun out of one tiny little bar of soap.
This is very UHF. This type of
very
gag.
much. And
It's
he
so
tries to use it, and then, of course, his gun goes limp because it's just soap.
It was so convincing, dude. If he'd gotten that to stay stiff, he's out.
Yeah, he probably should have held it a little further down the barrel.
But if it stays stiff for 4 to 6 hours, you have to call a doctor.
Is that right?
There it is.
That's
There
what
it
they
is.
say.
Yeah, I need to take a break really quick. I'll be back. All right. Anyway, we're back, and we cut to the bank in the next scene, and Chuck and Bobby are...
Did it deflate?
What's that?
Did it go down?
I'm working on it. Anyway,
Okay.
At the bank, Chuck and Bobby want to demonstrate a new apparatus that they've created to keep the bank safe, which is essentially a large electrified cage that drops from the ceiling.
Honestly, kind of genius. It just needed to, some fine tuning, but it's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
Yeah. No, if you were Wile E. Coyote, this would be genius.
I was going to say, it's literally Looney Tunes. Like, put a carrot under that and catch Bugs Bunny.
Well, the bank manager agrees to let them demonstrate it on him, and it makes him very angry because he's trapped in a cage, and they let him out, and he goes to dinner. But
not
also,
only that,
Bobby
like,
just puts a gun to his head.
Yeah. He smashes his teeth in with the gun.
I mean, say what you will, but these two take bank security very seriously.
I hope they're earning good money.
By the way, this whole section of the movie that we're getting into is just some people were sitting around just coming up with gags. Like, there's a good just 20 minutes of just gags that they had in the cooker for this one. So we're like back in jail. Ernest is going to try to escape again with a catapult sort of thing he's made, and it just Looney Tunes smashes him into the ground. Very funny. Then we cut back to the bank, and Bobby is suspicious of Nash, as Nash is sort of casing the bank, looking at stuff, and he's very much doing like the Looney Tunes tiptoe around the room, peeking out from behind stuff. At one point, I think he peeks from behind like a hat stand or a coat rack.
Yeah.
It's like he's that thing's too small for him, I would say, at the TV when I was small, upwards to 15, 16 years old.
Oh man. And then we're gonna cut back to the jail. Ernest is trying to fish the keys off a guard. Literally he's got like a twine and something that's a hook, and he's trying to fish the keys off of a sleeping guard, and he rips the guard's pants off. So then the guard puts him in ball and chains, and then Ernest is also an amazing seamstress. He uses the blankets and such around their prison cell to create an outfit where he is posing as a buxom older woman in order to try to escape the prison.
Young man. Oh,
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He what happens in this scene, Haley?
Oh, what happens? Ernest is impersonating, like you said, a buxom older lady who's on the wrong side of the gate and trying to convince the guard to let him through.
I raised them the best I could. Sometimes they're just a bad seed.
It's beautiful, Travis.
She doesn't want to be in there
With the rest of these misfits. You let me out of here.
I will say this character kind of comes back in a lot of the movies, like this like old lady character. So this is one that you'll see quite.
Love
a few
that
times.
tidbit.
Well, eventually the guard kind of starts to fall for it, and then it turns out the buxom part of this older lady was those ball and chains, so they kind of fall out. And
were they in the front or the back?
Oh, they're in
They're
the
in
front
the
for sure.
front.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
for sure.
They also fall down. You get a glimpse of like Jim Varney's extremely hairy legs in that shot too. Like, had the guard maybe scanned a little closer.
We head back to the bank, and Chuck shows who he thinks is Ernest, but it's actually Nash, where a secret gun is. You kind of like bang on the drawer, and the gun sort of pops out. Bobby don't like it. Bobby
doesn't like that secret got out.
No.
Yeah, he's like idiot.
He's got that.
But like with his eyebrows. He says it with his eyebrows.
Yeah, his
And
eyebrows.
it's so clear. I've never like eyebrow reading, not my strong suit, but Bobby,
Look
very
at him.
emotive.
Yeah.
Love Bobby.
She's-
Bobby looks like what? Like if Roy Schneider from Jaws grew old.
I mean, Roy
That's
Schneider
Bobby.
did grow old, but like...
Yeah, but the guy from the movie just saddened by all of the death on his beach over years.
I think he looks like the old gentleman from Up if he was like skinny and didn't have a giant chin.
Wow.
That's a little more of a stretch, but okay.
Okay, fair. Okay, I'm sorry, Roy Schneider.
Roy
Excuse
Schneider.
me.
It's Roy Schneider.
All right.
It's the sheriff from the beach.
Well, back in jail, the warden visits Nash and tells him, essentially, he's talking a little junk to him because he doesn't like him, and tells him about the execution. So this is where...
And when you say visits Nash, he visits Ernest, who is Nash.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the Ernest impersonating Nash. And kind of says that he'll be leaving the jail horizontally. And I don't think Ernest gets it at this point, but like we as the audience start to get it. And this is the first time, Ernest is kind of just like, laughing. He's like, I'm going to really get out of here, guys. This is going to be great. I'm going to write you cards or something. And then
I'm going to put in a good word for you, Reuben.
Yeah. And then we see Lyle's first crisis of conscience. And he does such great acting with no words. Like, we just see him being like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
That sucks.
That's messed up, man. Well, we're going to cut back to the bank, and Chuck is pitching some more stuff to the bank manager. He pitches lasers.
He doesn't want it.
No, the
bank manager he don't want it.
And then he demonstrates bulletproof glass by having the manager stand behind it, and Bobby just fires a gun at him, which is the gun safety in this is just on point. And the
So good.
glass falls on the manager, and he's kind of squished again.
But he didn't get shot, did he?
He didn't. Fair enough. This whole section of the movie is just a gag dump after gag dump. Well, we're going to cut back to jail. Ernest is still confused, thinking he's...
That's what we should have named this podcast.
The gag dump? Yeah, that's the sound that we were thinking about. It's actually that sound that Haley made that was Sylvester Stallone. That'll just be her intro music.
Oh.
All right. Well, anyway, Ernest is really excited. He thinks he's getting out of jail, and Lyle walks off, and Ernest is like, why is he so mad? We cut back to the bank. Nash tricks Charlotte into giving him a mouth kiss. She's like saying, hey, you've done a good job. And he's like, oh, well, can I get a kiss on the cheek or whatever? And then he turns and gives her the full mouth kiss, which is confusing for her.
Because it's not what Ernest would have done.
Yeah, it's very not Ernest. But Nash actually gets
Ernest always goes straight for the mouth.
Yeah, he just runs right in there and gives her the old gag dump, you know what I'm saying? But Nash actually gets called in the bank manager's office, and he is up for a promotion because Ernest, quote unquote, Nash, has been doing such a good job. He hasn't screwed anything up in like 4 hours, and they really think Ernest has finally got it together. But Ernest, as Nash as Ernest, realizes that if he gets his promotion, he's not gonna be on night duty anymore because he's been planning to rob this bank at night. So he knocks over the boss's, golf trophy so that he doesn't get the promotion. And then he plans to meet Charlotte early that evening for like a little rendezvous, a date, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he won't butter her bread as good as Ernest did, dude.
Heck no, dude. Nash ain't got that style. He probably didn't even take a jacuzzi wash tub, a wash koozie
There's
bath.
no chance.
Yeah,
no chance.
He didn't smell like palm olive. Like, how do you even like a man like that? Well, he says he wants to meet her early because he's going to clean the whole place out tonight. We're like, he's going to rob that bank tonight. Back in jail, Ernest is going to death row, and it finally dawns on him what is happening. And he pleads to again that he's not Nash. He's trying to revamp that. He's decided he doesn't want to pretend to be Nash anymore. You can see Lyle doesn't like it because Ernest is very, very scared. Now we're going to cut back to Ernest's and Nash has kind of turned it into what I would call a seduction pad. He's got like, I don't know, like portraits of matadors and like fur rugs and like he's wearing like a silk. Very un-Ernest, man. Like none of this
So
is Ernest
sexy.
To jump ahead, I've been vandalized by Elvis. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, remind me.
It's so perfect.
Well,
Oh.
Nash gets overly aggressive with Charlotte in this scene, which is something that Ernest wouldn't done. I think I put in my notes he gets pervy, but Rimshot comes in to save the day and starts biting his ankle as Charlotte runs away. And I don't know why this is funny to me. It's terrible. I don't abuse dogs, but he takes Rimshot out and just puts him in the trash can.
Who would throw away a perfectly good dog?
Yes, it's because I know that line is coming later. That's my other big laugh out loud of this one is when Ernest finds Rimshot later. But anyway, Charlotte runs away. We go back to jail, and Ernest is on death row, and he drops like the hardest monologue of all time. I mean, this is Oscar bait 100% right here.
Leonardo DiCaprio can eat your own ass. This is what it is. This is what it takes. You don't have to eat a bear's insides. You can just do good acting like Jim Varney did 35 years ago, dude, in a made-for-TV movie that somehow ended up on VHS.
Do you I don't know if you're going to be impressed or proud of me, Travis, but I feel compelled to tell you this story. I probably maybe 15 years ago, I was auditioning for a role, and I did this monologue as my audition.
You did this monologue?
Yes.
I'm in love with you.
Whoa.
For the Barter Theater,
man.
which if you don't know the Barter Theater,
What?
it's like the big theater in Virginia.
Yes.
Because I already had another job lined up. I didn't really care if I got the...
Whoa, dude. So it didn't go well.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Damn.
Did anyone else get it, though? Did they get it?
Nobody. I mean, it was you're auditioning for like 3 people, and none of them seemed to be big Ernest fans. So
You didn't
Wow.
come out and be like, I am reciting Jim Varney's dying monologue from Ernest Goes to Jail.
a lot of times I don't remember, to be honest with you. A lot of times on the audition forms they have you write like what piece you're doing or whatever. But like I was doing this monologue and then I had to sing right afterwards, so like I was more worried about the singing than I was the actual monologue. So
What'd you sing?
I
Any
think
Limp
I
Bizkit
sang
or-
something from Camelot, if I remember.
Camelot,
Like
okay.
if ever I were to
That makes
leave
sense.
you, that one. I sang it
Okay.
hopefully marginally better than that. Something baritone. Anyway, I just thought you'd be impressed that I did an Ernest monologue.
I'm so impressed.
I
so
would love to hear that.
Do you still have it
From you.
memorized?
No, I can't remember anything. But I'll tell you what. I'll make a commitment to memorize this, to just do this for you guys' amusement at some point. You won't know when
Do it
it's
in the middle
gonna
of a BLC show.
just
Yes.
bust it out. Yeah, I'll save that for a BLC show. Well, anyway, it's a great monologue, and Ernest is then taken to the chair. I have not commented on how much I love the props in this movie. I've kind of commented on them, but I love like the whirlpool and like the weird full body dryer. I love the electric chair because it's like 4 sizes too big, and it's just got like a
Yeah.
I just love the look of the props because they just fit the tone of the movie so great, and like the low budget quality of it. They're just so cool.
Yes. I also like when he goes into the electric chair, the door flips from occupied or vacant to occupied.
Yeah.
And there's like a guy in there who's like working on it, like it doesn't work.
Yes. But like, I'll say like, again, watching this as a kid, like this was what my mind thought an electric chair was before this movie. And then after I was just like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is like, it was built in 1910 and it's murdered 1,000 dudes. And this is just what it looks like. It looks like an old dungeon and there's just a creepy guy plugging and unplugging things until you're dead.
Did you have like nightmares of like you see Ruben in the electric chair and then you think he's dead and then he just opens his eyes and reaches for you?
No, I just thought more of Ruben was just like downstairs while I was asleep, just like stealing our things. I was like, I don't like that guy. I better stay quiet.
Fair enough. Yeah, if you stay quiet, he won't come bother you. Well,
No,
anyway, Ernest monologues again, And right in the middle of the monologue, he sort of dramatically sits in the electric chair, and then they just electrocute him. And
Dude, no one does getting electrocuted better than Jim Varney.
it's amazing. Yeah.
So good.
It's so good. Yeah, if you could just if you don't want to watch the whole movie, which, first of all, what's wrong with you? Watch the whole thing.
Yeah, it's 80 minutes.
Yeah. But find the electrocution
I watched the whole movie, guys.
Yeah, you watched the whole movie.
Yeah.
Even Haley watched the whole
And she
movie.
hates
She
it.
runs a multimedia podcast empire. She didn't have time for that shit. She watched the whole thing.
She watched the whole thing, and Jeff Goldblum isn't even in it. So that's
true.
I know.
Well,
It was a hard sell.
we know what happens when Ernest gets electrocuted. He becomes magnetized, and this is like the most magnetized he's been so far. He's sort of walking like a zombie, and electricity's firing off of him, and just metal things are sticking to him. And then again, this is in my notes. I dictate him as Electro P. Worrell, and
Yes.
he is like zapping guns that are trying to shoot at him, so they explode, and he just affects a wacky escape. Like, what are the highlights
like
of
if-
this escape?
It's like if Magneto were in Shawshank Redemption. It's really good. He immediately he walks out. He's like all of the spare parts that guy was using to fix the chair.
But like Shawshank Redemption, directed by Mel Brooks.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I would love to see it. But yeah, he walks out with all the spare parts that guy was using to fix the chair on his face. He uses his electric fingers to bust open the gate. He's shooting electricity around him. He looks like an AC/DC video. Guards are coming now. He's shooting electricity out of his fingers. He's got the zip and the zap. Does a little dance, does some between the legs,
Yeah,
some behind the back.
That's the one that
so
got
good.
me. As a kid, when he like bent over with his butt in the air. Come on, dude.
Dude, I was acting this out constantly
So
for my
good.
mom and dad. Yeah, this is great. Usually with a water gun.
Yeah, dude.
And then it runs out. Who knew? You don't know that it's unlit. He didn't know
He
that it
doesn't-
wasn't.
If it was a
that
video
was
game, he'd have like a
you
little
know?
meter letting him know he's
He'd have a
using all his-
meter.
yeah,
But he runs out of spark. He can't. He gets stuck.
and that's when your arch nemesis Ruben shows up, and he's going to prevent him from getting out of the prison. But guess what happens, man?
And he's got a metal tooth, so it would, you could zap his tooth if you had any left.
But no, he
Zap his
didn't.
tooth.
He was all out of zap. But you
all
know
out
what?
of
He
zap.
wasn't all out of friendship, because my boy Lyle shows up and pop takes Ruben out so Ernest can escape. And they share Ernest and Lyle share a little moment,
Yeah.
And I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Like they really forged their true friendship then. And actually,
This moment is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
you. He says, "I'm gonna miss you, good buddy." And he says, "Ernest thinks
Finally hear his sweet voice. Yeah.
we too. He hasn't talked the entire movie. He's sort of another Bobby character, but anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ex-NFL football player, I believe. This guy. I don't remember his name right off, but he was.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, he's in a number of movies actually.
Oh, right on. I thought he looked familiar. This is what I know him from. So,
Yeah.
Ernest is going to send him a cake down the road, probably with a file in it. Well, back at the bank, Nash is wiring the vault to explode, and Chuck and Bobby kind of walk up behind him, and Chuck, again, just clueless, slaps him in the back of the head. And this is where Nash has finally had it. He calls him, I don't know, fat or something. I forget what he calls him. Something very disparaging, and whacks him over the head and knocks him out. And then Bobby sort of slips away into the background like a chameleon or something.
I would say slithers. That's the Bobby term.
Yeah.
Bobby slithers away. And he goes somewhere to coil and strike later.
Exactly. Well, we cut away after Chuck has been knocked out and Bobby has slithered away. Ernest has run home, and he opens the door, and then he says, "Oh no, I've been vandalized by Elvis."
So perfect.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then we get a quick cutaway, and Charlotte has a flat tire, and she's decided, no, I'm actually going to go back, and I'm going to tell Ernest off, because she thinks that Ernest has gotten too forward with her. She knows that he's at the bank. That's where he works at night, so she's going to go find him there. Basically, we just need to put her at the bank for reasons, and that's what's happening. Ernest, again, is going to leave. He's looking for Rimshot. And my favorite line, he finds Rimshot in the trash can. It says,
What kind of person would throw away a perfectly good dog?
and he saves Rimshot. So it all works out. And then we get a quick little cutaway where the police are out looking for Ernest. So we jump to the bank, and Charlotte shows up, and Nash is now tied Chuck to the vault. Is going to blow it up. And Charlotte decides she's going to try to call the... instead of calling the police, she calls the bank manager for some reason. Any thoughts on that, guys?
None. Just that's a bad call. You got to go 911. There should be a button for 911 just somewhere.
I mean, again, she does think it's Ernest, so maybe she's like, Ernest is just, his cheese is slid off his cracker finally. Maybe he's scared of the manager. The manager will come down here and get him back in line. I don't know. She calls the bank manager before she calls the police. Poor move. Charlotte also gets herself tied to the vault, and this is where Nash finally lays the whole story out. He's like, I'm actually Nash. I'm not that idiot Ernest. And sets the bomb to explode and kind of backs up. Well, this is about the time Ernest is going to show up, and Chuck and Charlotte still think he's Nash, so they're kicking him and calling him hateful names. And he's like, oh my gosh. Of course, this is going to play out. We got to see it happen. We got to see mano a mano, Nash versus Ernest. So Nash walks back out. Meanwhile, the bomb is, of course, ticking down. And Nash and Ernest go fisticuffs right as the police are showing up outside. Now, as far as action scenes go in a movie, tell me about this one, guys.
Great. Love it.
I think it's maybe I'm thinking about it too hard, but it is really cool how obvious he is when the camera's on him as Nash and when he's Ernest. Just his face is relaxed enough and you immediately know which one's which. I mean, obviously you get a feel from the mannerisms and things, but I'm still barking for his Oscar. But but yeah, it's like the height of slapstick. He's basically like a weeble wobble. He gets smacked up and down, he gets thrown around, and you feel bad for Ernest.
He takes a beating.
Yeah.
He takes a beating.
Because no one's there. Where's Bobby? Bobby, we need you now. Strike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Bobby is,
you know what I mean, Vern?
as he's alluded to, he's a cobra, and he's just waiting for his opportunity. I will say, you were talking about the mannerisms and stuff with Varney as Nash. He has one eye that's sort of droopy and one that's open. And I just think that's such a neat little, and he carries that through the whole movie. But eventually, he, of course, gets the best of Ernest, and he goes for the secret gun, and that's when Bobby steps out. And it's old school, showdown at the OK Corral. And we find out, man, Bobby, all that target practice in his living room has really paid off.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Dude. Shoots the pistol right out of Nash's hand just in time for the worst police dogs in history to come in and take down the cop.
Yeah, just to run in, knock him down, and then immediately leave. And so Bobby no longer has his most deadly weapon. Well, he does, his brain and his guile, but he doesn't have his gun, his second most deadly weapon. But what he does have is the remote control for the electronic cage. So he decides to try to capture Nash in this as Ernest is wrestling him. And he drops the cage, but as Ernest and Nash are wrestling over the gun flies out of their hands, collective, and smacks Bobby in the head and knocks him out.
And the way he flops is so beautiful, dude. He does this reach toward the head and staggers back. But I also I thought about this my entire life because I'm like, oh, Bobby's not dead because you see him wiggle a little bit at the end. You can watch it here. I've watched this 1,000 times. He gets hit, pop, he hits the ground, you see him wiggle a little bit, wiggle. See a little wiggle? He's okay.
I think it's because he whacked his head on the counter that was right behind him. He's like, ooh.
Yeah, I think that wiggle is just...
No, I think that's a wiggle. Let you know he's all right. He's going to come back. Wiggle.
Okay.
You see it?
He's going to be okay.
Okay.
You guys saw it?
I'm glad Bobby. Well, Bobby is going to be okay. Now we've got the cage down, and Nash tosses Ernest into the electrified cage. But at this point, we're not worried, okay? He's been on the electric chair, but Nash doesn't know that he's just powered up Ernest P. Worrell.
Oh, dude. This is where you thought it was Looney Tunes before.
Dude, this gets wacky. So apparently, he's had enough Apparently, this cage has more electricity than the actual electric chair, which makes total sense with
does.
Chuck and Bobby.
Chuck and
especially Bobby. But Ernest then gets the power of flight.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's
Right. Like you do.
like you do, yeah. Like, Haley, I'm sure you Googled this. If you get electrocuted really bad, you float, right? That's how it works.
Yeah. That is the last thing in my Google search history.
Yeah, I guess I don't have any plot spackle for why he floats, but he does.
No, hold on. I can listen. I've listened to Dylan a good bit. I got this. What happens is he's so magnetized that he's pushing away from all the metal things at once, and that causes him to levitate.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to. I was going to say, like, that crossed my mind. I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, of course. Like, I didn't want to me too, but like, that's my only theory as well. So I that's got to be true if we both are thinking it.
Yeah,
that's got to be it.
That explains it. Well, Ernest, it doesn't really help him much. He gets punched in the face a lot, dribbled like a basketball.
Weeble wobble.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, just all kinds of wacky stuff ends up happening. Ernest deploys the floor buffer. I'm
glad it came
Nash. That came back. Nash gets pulled around to the ceiling. And eventually, he's kind of. There's also like he's throwing like flagpoles as javelins. Nash is. There's all kinds of wacky stuff. But eventually, he ends up on the ceiling with the floor buffer that Ernest has deployed, and then he falls and kind of cracks his head, and he's knocked out for a second. However, that bomb is still ticking down, right?
Yeah, I'd almost forgotten about it. You're not supposed to forget about the bomb.
You know who didn't? Ernest P. Worrell, or Electro P. Worrell. He basically grabs the bomb, rips it off of the bank, and Supermans it up into the sky. He flies away, smashes out the skylight, goes up into the ether, and the bomb explodes. And of course, we tragically assume that Ernest has perished. We just don't know any better at this point. And at this time, that's when everybody comes kind of running in, the guards,
I
and
tell
the
you what,
police.
that's when I was scared stupid. I was like, oh my God, who's going to save Christmas now?
Yeah, who's going to save Christmas now? Well, Nash wakes up and grabs a gun, and he's kind of holding everybody hostage as a very crispy Ernest falls from the sky, lands on Nash, knocks him unconscious, stands up. Charlotte's so excited that Ernest is still alive. Very crispy, smoke coming out of his face. And he says one of my favorite lines of all time that I actually quoted quite a lot as a kid.
Yeah,
I came,
same.
I saw, I got blowed up.
I got
Movie
blowed
ends,
up.
credits.
So
Wow.
good, dude.
I
I
love
will
it.
say, though, if the
Love
bomb
it.
didn't get him, I think the fall would have taken Ernest out. Again, I don't want to be pedantic, but I mean, he lost the electricity. I don't think that's a soft landing.
No, I
don't know.
think he had just enough electricity left, just enough magnetism that it slowed his descent. You know, and
Cushion.
That's what I want to
fall.
believe. I mean, he does go to Africa after this, so he's okay.
yeah,
but-
he's fine. He gets a whole African vacation. I love one of my favorite things too is that there's no like denouement. There's no epilogue. They're just like, nope, that's a movie. We're done. I came, I saw, I got blowed up.
Yes, I'm actually glad we didn't have to wade through like he and Charlotte talking about like no, just roll credits, dude. We're done. The fun's over.
I agree.
We don't really want to see Ernest get a severely happy ending. Well, that's it, man. That is Ernest goes to jail. Now that we're on the other side of this whole thing, this whole debacle, this whole situation, Haley, what are your thoughts?
Just wow. I enjoyed it. I will watch other Ernests.
Oh wow. Okay.
I will.
Let us
And
know how
probably
Africa is.
I didn't say I was going to watch that one.
No,
Okay.
go with Scared Stupid first.
I probably will.
Get Camp and
Go with
Christmas
that
in
one.
you too. Those are also good. And then there's also Go to School and Goes to the Army. I don't remember those as specifically, but
Yeah, I'll probably watch the Scared Stupid come fall time
perfect.
and the Christmas one, around
Perfect.
Christmas.
That's
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, just a very worthwhile experience, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad
do you think you would have liked it as a kid, or would this have been like the type of thing you weren't into?
Yeah, I think I would have really liked it as a kid. In fact, like, it made me think about one of my childhood friends that, like, it was like a brother and a sister, and I basically grew up with them for many, many years, and we would watch lots and lots of movies together, and they were big Jim Carrey fans, and I just immediately thought of my friend, and I was just like, I wonder if he's ever seen this, because I can just totally picture us watching this at that age and loving it. So, yeah.
Now, if you weren't forced to watch it for a podcast, would you have ever given it a spin? Or do you ever watch movies? Yeah, probably not.
I don't know that I would have. I even if someone had been like, "Oh, you should check this out," I would have looked at the cover and been like, okay, yeah. So I really don't know that I ever would have, but I'm really glad that I was introduced to it this way. And yeah, like I said, I really feel like there's a lot of merit in the craft of comedy and slapstick and being a clown. So, yeah.
It's a lot more clever than I think it's recognized as.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought there was a lot of cleverness in it.
I'm very defensive about it because I feel like it shaped my humor and me as a person. So I'll fight anyone who differentiates on that, Kevin.
Oh. And, and having, because I
this movie sucks.
I know where you live.
Come on back.
But yeah, because I do improv with you, Travis, like, I really could see the, like, Travis.
Really? It's the biggest compliment I've ever gotten. That, like, sometimes when we do improv, you're a little bit like Jim Varney. Like, I might put that on my tombstone. That's good stuff, dude.
Yeah, no, I can just really see, like, some of your characters having some flavors of Ernest in them, so. All
right, very cool. Do you have any compliments for Kevin, or do I get out of here just, like, awesome?
No, just kidding.
I felt like
I've got all kinds.
Kevin's very much a Nash.
Yeah, I could see that. Gravelly voice.
Yeah, you do have some Nashy characters, for sure.
Got that Nash energy. You got that Nash range, brother.
Yeah, well, I like to show about 1.5 inches of chest hair and grease my rest of it back, so it's fine.
You have a great, you do a great Irish accent character.
Nash Irish?
Like, no, the scene where he's doing all his characters in the mirror?
Oh.
He does an Irish guy.
Okay.
And that part is like
that is true,
one of yours.
Spot on.
I mean, you only say like 5 different words, but they're all very good.
There's Shamrock, Lucky Charms, Guinness. You just freaking nail it. Well, thank you for that something, whatever that was. I really appreciate it. Travis, how about some of those post-credit reviews?
All right, fine. Well, we got 5 stars here from just an Alex, just one of them. This is from August 7th, day before my birthday last year.
I'm sorry, that's not the Alex then.
Nah, of course not. He wouldn't dare put his name on the internet. 2024, here it says, you really start to appreciate the lighting, the lighting on the fifth watch. I will admit, I thought this said lightning. And I was like, yeah, like the electricity. So I put that in here. I don't know about the lighting, but you're right. I did. And there was a couple comments that touched on this. It looked like an Argento movie. Like the prison has mood lighting.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Whole time. It's strange.
Yes.
It actually reminds me a lot of like mid 90s like R&B videos. Like the lighting in those is kind of what it reminds me of rather than an Argento film.
Yeah, but you really do appreciate it after about the 5th watch, which would have been 40 watches ago for me. But yeah, pretty good. All right, that was soft. We'll get it started. Then we got one from Teriyaki Kush, which is a great name. That's an awesome name. This is from July 2021. 5 stars here. Come on, Ernest is the protagonist and antagonist. It's just like Tenet, but way better and more comprehensive. Take that, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, it's a shame that we never got to see that collab, Christopher Nolan and Jim Varney.
The Nolan Varney verse, dude.
Hey, actually, sorry. Were you a fan of Jim Varney as Jed Clampett?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was hoping so. That's a solid
Oh
one.
no, another thing I have no idea about.
Jim Varney could have stabbed my family to death, and I would have been a huge fan.
Oh,
I'd have
okay,
been
all
like,
right. Yeah.
because he would have stabbed him, and it would have been a lot of blood, and he would have gone, ew, and it would have been so funny. I'd have laughed so hard at that.
Jim Varney was in the film version of the Beverly Hillbillies that came out in the
Oh,
90s, so
I see.
it was great. It was great. Sorry, Travis. I didn't mean to stop the train, but toot, it's leaving the station.
Oh, that was Teriyaki Kush, with the Tenet reference. And then we got 3 stars here from Ed Atlin? Sure. Or Ed Atlin, maybe. December 2022. This movie was the inspiration for Magneto's prison escape in X-Men 2. Just a little fun fact for you, Kev.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that makes that,
Love
that.
you know.
Love that.
I remember when Magneto like bent over and stuck his butt in the air to rip the metal out of that dude's skin. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, Mystique does that.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, get a grip, Kev. Come on. Now we have maybe... I'm confused by this because this person clearly an Ernest fan. They even have Ernest as their user pick.
Mm-hmm.
But they give this movie a 2.5 stars.
Oh.
This is Bustin' Bashley, who I assume Justin and Ashley are having some fun with their... I don't know what's going on here. But they say, there's actually some pretty good cinematography, set dressing, and lighting here, and the concept is interesting, but executed poorly. It also doesn't feel like Varney's given it his all as Ernest in this. He's way more childlike than before. He does good as the hammy Ernest doppelganger, though. I would have preferred to see Ernest in a jury duty situation, 12 Angry Men style.
That would actually, I would.
How bad do you hate these people?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, yes, entirely too critical of an Ernest movie for someone who's an Ernest fan, but I would like to see Ernest in a jury movie, a la 12 Angry Men. That would.
I want to see
that's a good
Ernest in every
observation.
movie.
Every movie,
Yeah.
like, can you imagine the Avengers? Like, it's just like,
Dude,
you know,
can you?
like Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow shows up, and you just see like a shaded figure, you know, in the background. They're like, "I'm sorry, we didn't want to bring you out of retirement, but we need you." And then he just steps out and he's like, "I know what you mean, Vern."
He also does he's the voice of the dog, the wiener dog in Toy Story. Haley, you probably know about that wiener dog.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I recognized his voice and I was like, he's definitely done voice acting that I've heard.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
that
it.
he's the wiener
Thank
dog.
you. These are the tidbits that I want.
He's in
Gotcha.
the Avengers too. It just
Yeah, he was Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
And then we have Jesus Christ. It's literally a knee, a patella. Jesus Christ, November 2024, just before Thanksgiving. Good old classic Ernest garbage, save the very end where he turns in goddamn Raiden from Mortal Kombat and kills like 1,000 cops.
I think Ernest is more useful than Raiden, to be perfectly honest with you, if we're talking about the movie.
Yeah, a lot more electrical fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought that was funny. And then our last one here is from Seacales.
Thank you. I'm glad you thought it was funny, Travis, and I'm glad that you.
I thought
it
I was the only
us.
one.
Yeah. No,
I was the only one that
did
laughed
you
at.
not see me go ha ha ha?
No, I don't look at you. And then January of 2023. Ernest is that guy at the concert that starts talking to you and then won't leave you alone. He smells like beer and cigarettes and might be tweaking. Glad they gave him the electric chair. Which is fair. You know, he would be.
Do you think so?
Would he? He doesn't feel that way to me.
Well, I wouldn't have any hate, but I feel like he would be the guy that would like post up next to you and like be talking to you during the concert. Like, have you ever seen these guys before?
Oh, yeah.
And you'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, man, I'm good, dude. I'll just, yeah. Like, he
I
means
don't
well, but you're
think
just
he-
like, come on.
I don't think he'd smell like cigarettes, though.
No.
He did smoke like a freight train. That's what killed him.
I mean, the actor definitely.
Right. Ernest smells
But Ernest
like
doesn't
palm
smell
olive.
like cigarettes. Yes.
And just a
Smells
little
like
terrier.
Detergent.
Yeah, palm
Yeah.
olive and Jack Russell.
That's a beautiful smell, really.
Really?
Well, thank you, Travis. Those were amazing. What I will say is, who cares about what they think? All right, this is about what we think. All right. So, any closing thoughts that either of you have not yet iterated? Good, because I'll tell you this: with a budget of $9 million, Ernest Goes to Jail pulled in over $25 million at the box office, making it the second highest grossing film in the Ernest franchise, the Ernest verse, if you will, or even if you won't. The top spot, of course, belongs to the holiday classic Ernest Saves Christmas. You can't beat a holiday movie, really. Now, the Ernest character falls squarely into the time-honored tradition of physical comedy, an art form that rarely gets the roses it deserves. Dismissed as lowbrow entertainment for the common man, it never quite meets the so-called high standards of the Academy. And sure, standards exist for a reason, but nonetheless, this lowbrow comedy, mind you, spawned 9 movies, a TV series, hi Vern, it's Ernest, a toy line, and as recently as 2024, a graphic novel featuring an all-new Ernest story. Now, will the Ernest films stand the test of time? Maybe not. But
yes,
as a character, he was undeniably a man of his time. Know what I mean, Vern?
I do, bud.
Well
I do know
said.
what you mean.
Thank you. I've been practicing in the mirror, doing different accents with it.
Yeah.
It's not one of those things, but yeah, no, I really have enjoyed this movie for most of my life, and I was glad that hopefully with Haley's help and a little bit of herbal tea, maybe it's going to start to bridge the gap between you and Uncle Doug, Travis. Just fingers crossed.
Well, Kev, I do think family is important, and warming up to some of your closest relatives is a thing that we like to do around here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say Uncle Doug, if I were just making a hint for maybe any particular reason, is very close to being a kin for us. He's like family.
He's related.
He's almost next to being kin or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get Swayze with it or anything, but just that's
no, don't get Swayze with it.
That's
but
the way it
I knew
is.
what you mean. Mm-hmm.
But, anyway, Haley, thank you so much for being on. You were very funny, and we were very fortunate to have you, I guess, as our new boss.
Yeah, well, make sure you get your timesheets in by tomorrow end of day.
Okay.
So,
all right,
we'll get those done.
Got to start mine.
Yeah, I guess.
Tonight counts, right? That's part of
we should put tonight on there.
Or does it start?
Yeah, you should put tonight.
Tonight.
You should put
Okay.
tonight.
Well, Haley, I'm very happy that you were on here, and I'm also glad that you came away an Ernest fan. I feel like we've done the Jim Varney verse a favor, and you're maybe a little younger than Kev and I, and so I imagine that's probably a big reason as to why Ernest kind of missed the boat for you and your peers. So please spread the word. Get the word. Ernest.
I'll get it out.
Ernest is for every generation. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Ernest is for the kids.
No, I really did enjoy it. I really am glad I was introduced to Ernest, and thank you for having me on. It was so much fun.
Haley, if people want to connect with your music or artwork or any of that great stuff, how could they do that?
Well, they could follow me on Instagram. My art page is called Quiet Revelry Studio. And I don't have my music available yet, but it is coming soon. So, and I'll probably put a word about it on that Instagram. So stay tuned.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, you might like our other podcast. You can catch me on the Board Game Podcast, Blue Peg, Pink Peg, and On Stage Being Funny with Big Lick Conspiracy. In fact, you can catch myself, Travis, and Haley on stage with BLC from time to time. You can also catch Travis on Polykill, Drunkfin, and a Drunkfin? Yeah, that's
Drunkfin. It's about dolphins who got a little too into the, you know what I mean.
Frankly, I'm a little bit of a
bottleneck dolphins.
I'm a little bit of a drunk fin right now. on and also on a lockup of other podcasts on the Polymedia Network. If you want to keep this podcast out of the Hooscow, the Slammer, the Joint, Alcatraz, San Quentin, Sing Sing, then support us on Patreon as the Polymedia Network. Now, we have to thank our pal Harvest Black for that earnestly good theme music. And just like our Uncle Doug always says,
Death row? You mean like the chair, the hot seat, dead meat, deep six? It's over, pal. You're out of here, bub. The groundhogs are bringing your mail. You're picking turnips with a stepladder. The no tomorrow row? That kind of row? Oh no, the row?
A janitor with dreams behind his mop was framed and thrown where justice seemed to stop. In jail he found the power in his hands. Electric burst obeyed his strange commands. With rimshot near, he barked at the wicked crew and zapped his way to freedom, bold and true.